I grabbed this piece of decor from Dollar Tree. It has three of these small pumpkins with a football on there. I am just going to be using one of those small pumpkins. I'm actually going to be using this as a template, and I'm also using this aluminum cookie sheet, also came from Dollar Tree. So I'm just tracing that small pumpkin right onto the aluminum, and I did a total of three pumpkins all together. And once you have all three of the pumpkins traced out, you want to just then carefully begin cutting those tracings right out. And again, I cannot stress this enough. Please be careful when doing this because this aluminum does get very sharp once you cut it off. I then am going to be using three different colored chalk paint to paint each individual pumpkin. So I am using Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster, pumpkin, and moss. So the first one is just Waverly in the color plaster. I only did one coat per pumpkin. I did not paint this to perfection. Some of the aluminum is still kind of peeking through, and I was totally okay with that. And as always, you could always choose different colors of your choice. Allow that glue to completely dry, and then just to give the pumpkins a little bit more definition, I am just using some of this Waverly antique wax. Any kind of antique wax or dark wax will work for this as well. So I'm just kind of painting the grooves of the pumpkin. Again, this is to give it more of a definition and almost look like they are realistic pumpkins. Allow that to completely dry once that is complete. And then you can actually put those pumpkins aside. And now I just grabbed this square sign, also came from Dollar Tree. I'm using Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, and for this I am again only using one coat. I did not paint this to perfection. Some of that original sign is kind of peeking through, and I was okay with that. Allow that to completely dry. Then go ahead and grab those aluminum pumpkins. I'm just finding a really good placement for it. Place it however you would like. I just wanted them to kind of be overlapping each other. So once I found that good placement, I then just began hot gluing all the pumpkins right onto the sign. And just how adorable is this coming out? So now for this step, you could go outside and pick up some branches, just cut them into smaller pieces. I'm going to be gluing these to the top of the pumpkins, and this is going to be used as the stem of the pumpkin. And just glue this to all three of the pumpkins. Then I grabbed some Spanish moss, also came from Dollar Tree. Place a generous amount of hot glue on the bottom of that stick, and then just start placing some of that Spanish moss right on top. Definitely use a finger protector because you do not want to burn your fingers while you are placing the Spanish moss onto the pumpkins. I then grabbed some jute string and I just created three small bows out of them, and then I just began hot gluing them also to the top of the pumpkin. And how adorable is this coming out? I then grabbed a package of Jenga blocks from Dollar Tree. I'm using a total of 8 Jenga blocks. So first I'm just gluing 2 of them side by side. And you just want to do this to 4 sections. So you should have a total of 4 2x2s, and then placing 2 of them on top of each other with some more hot glue. So now you should have 2 pieces with a total of 4 Jenga blocks, and then just gluing those 2 pieces together. Then I am painting this in Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster. I did end up doing 2 coats of this color, allowing each coat to dry. Just make sure you are painting the sides, the top, and the bottom of this as well. And then again, just once everything is complete, go ahead and let this dry. And then to give this a more weathered look, I went over it again and just did a dry brush method with that antique wax. And then using that Waverly chalk paint in the color pumpkin and a very thin paintbrush, I did just paint on the Jenga blocks pumpkin patch, and this just came out so adorable. Just for a little bit more of an accent piece, I did also just wrap around some jute string to the sides of this sign as well. And look at how adorable this is. I just love it. Once that is complete, I found a good placement for it at the top of this sign. Applied some of my famous Dollar Tree adhesive glue. It's a substitute for E6000 with a mixture of hot glue, and I just held that down until that glue was completely adhered. And guys, look at how adorable this is. This was so easy and inexpensive to make. I hope this inspires you to create your own. If it did, please be sure to sprinkle the love. Thank you so much, and I hope y'all have a good rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.